Hey, Poopa Stars. Yeah. Shout out to that. Y'all like how I surprised y'all? Probably not. If y'all anything like me, you might not appreciate the surprise. Hold on. Child, but let me say. It's your girl Shay Renee, and I'm in the building, okay? This is episode 36. 36, 36. But don't get confused, don't let me lose you, okay? Yes, I already shot episode 36, but this is episode 36 continued. Y'all like how I did that? I said, do y'all like how I just did that? In other words, it's kind of like a part two, but I didn't want to call it that. Yeah, no, I just didn't want to call it that. I wanted to call it continue. Yeah, just extra little twist, extra little flavor like a lemon. Or whatnot. But y'all scoot up. I'm going to get y'all the opportunity to do so. Yeah, before we get it popping. Shout out to that. See what I got over a lot of them is that I'm more creative. And soon you will see what I mean. What I mean. Hey, babe, get comfortable. We about to do something we never done before. So shout out to that. I said just shout out to that. I said just shout out to that. Hey y'all, happy Wednesday the 4th. Y'all don't ask me. Don't ask me. Yeah, don't ask me. I said because it's just all a bunch of mumbo jumbo right now. And yeah, I said it's just gonna be about a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. Y'all know I like to leave y'all hang. every now and again, my friend. I said every now and again, my friend. Anyway, we got so much to talk about today. I said, okay, gotta drop that thump. Um, can't. Lord, we got DJ Akademiks getting that Cardi B. I said, like that's why I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't explain it, but like that's exactly why I listen. You gotta watch some people that be acting like they playing both sides. You know, like I'm cool with both of y'all. It's kind of like I was telling y'all with Fat Joe and Remy, right? Like I think Fat Joe has a lot of love and respect for Papoose. So it just is what it is. He does, you know. But and I definitely think he cool with both of them. But like no. Like LaWayne said, mm, mm, uh, 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 what's his name? I forgot. You try. Let me say something. Over here with me, you in good hands. Okay, period. Like I'll say, it just be a whole lot of data. Ooh, yeah, in his head. But anyway, let's continue. Well, I got the thought. Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Fat Joe had to pick a side, Yeah. And it be like that sometimes. And like it is like that sometimes, you know? And like sometimes, and I take it a step further, sometimes you gotta kinda like make a person like pick a side. Sometimes you gotta, yeah, go get yeah, get you know, like like, you know, you shooing off a stray dog. Or whatnot. Like, you know, sometimes you gotta, hey, listen, I see what you're trying to do. That's not necessarily gonna work for me. You know, it just is what it is. But listen, I don't believe in that type of stuff. I don't. I just don't believe in that type of stuff. Y'all know DJ Akademiks like to act like he cool with Cardi and Offset. Yeah, true story. And it is what it is. I can see how Cardi B could like be trying, you know what I'm saying? Well, it ain't no trying to it. I can see how she could allow their them being cool with each other, you know what I'm saying? To like work in her favor. You know what I'm saying? I get that. I see that. I seize the plot, you know? But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think that works out well for a lot of people. And like I said, to me, eventually they either end up picking a side or some people will fall back from both of y'all. You know, it just is what it is. They'll just fall back. But yeah, we definitely getting into DJ Akademiks' message to Cardi during this live. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button. This is episode 36 continued. Child. And this gonna be a lengthy live probably. I don't know. But that's what I planned for. Okay, so shout out to that. Y'all scoot up, y'all get comfortable, y'all get whatever it is y'all need, okay? But let me tell you what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need you to hit the like button, period. You're gonna be around here. So shout out to that. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm so glad. Come on. Trouble don't last always. Last always. Say, I'm so glad. I know that's right. Baby, God is good. Trouble don't last always. I know that's right. God is so good, child. God is amazing. Shout out to him. That's my best. Listen, he may not come when you want him, but he's on time. Time. That's my song. Child, yes. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button. I'm in the building. Yeah. So shout out to that. Baby, yes, I'm in the building and I got time. Now, anyway, so like I was trying to tell y'all, we'll be talking about DJ Akademiks and Cardi B's friendship today. Or, whatever. Whatever they have. I wouldn't call it a friendship though. I wouldn't call it that. No, they're associates. So anyway, shout out to them and shout out to that. What else we talking about today? Now listen, if you missed earlier's live, I'm gonna tell you to go back, okay? Cause this morning on the first episode of today, I talked about Tasha K and Cardi B, child. Oh. Them two, they want all the smoke. Seemingly, allegedly, child. They just want all the smoke. I said they just want all the smoke, okay? So anyway, shout out to them and shout out to that. And shout out to everybody that came through and caught that live. But if you haven't already, go get caught up. Okay, it just is what it is. Go get caught up if you don't know what's going on with Tasha and Cardi B. Or I'll take it a step further. If you wanted to know what your girl Shay Renee, okay, thought about all of that. Shout out to that. Now anyway, during this live, we're gonna be talking about a little bit of Cardi B and DJ Akademiks. We also gonna talk about child, what else? We also be talking about Blueface, child playing them games. He's starting early. But child, we gonna get into that too. What else we getting into today? Oh yeah, it is what it is. We getting into it. Yeah, so shout out to that. Like a brand new couple. Child, nobody gets into it more than the brand new folks. Child, it is what it is. But you know what they say. You know what Chris Rock said. Either you gonna be single and lonely, or married and bored. So which one? I said which one. And hold on. So it's one more. Oh, Clarissa Shields. Child. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, get comfortable, hit the like button. I'm in the building and I'm gonna be here this morning. So shout out to that. I'll be right back. I said back, front, back, and side to side. Back, front, back, and side to side. Hey, back, front, back, and side to side. Never let, Hey, I'm back. So shout out to that. Yeah. Listen, I'm a Texas girl. I'm an 80s baby. You just had to be there. It was a time. Oh. Like what's Scott said. I like UGK. It is what it is. Shout out to them and shout out to them. He said, I got a 64 Chevy in my yard, a white drop top, pearl paint job is hard. Oh, he said, I got the team switches like Dre, because where I'm from, that's where everybody play. But anyway, shout out to that, because you want the truth? You got to be able to handle the truth over here with me. Yeah, so shout out to that. You already know that. I go in the zone. I said before I know it, I'll be in a zone like Atlanta. So shout out to that. Now, anyway, y'all, for real. Back, front, back, and side to side. Back, front, back, and side to side. Hey, back, front, back, and side to side. Never let, So anyway, shout out to that. But the reason why that song popped up in my head, y'all, is because this is episode 36. And y'all know I titled it Doing Things Backwards, period. Because, yeah, it just be like that sometimes, you know? It is what it is. It don't matter as long as you do it, okay? So shout out to that. I don't know who needs to hear it, but sometimes it's not going to always be pretty. Sometimes it might even be ugly, you know? Sometimes it ain't going to always come together. In fact, sometimes it might be falling apart. But do it. Period. Just do it. Like Nike said. For real. Just that plain and simple. Like Nike, they knew what they was doing with that one. So shout out to them. No, truth is, Miss Press Girl, I don't think it's a lot of what is that? I believe that's like their slogan or whatever you call it, child. I got too much data in my head to go looking for the exact word now. Okay, I just said just never now. So shout out to that. But anyway, they did that. They absolutely did that. I know that's right. I know that's right, boo. Good morning, my baby. My baby on the wake up, modding with me. So shout out to that. But like, yeah, no. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but just do it. Just do it. Just start. Okay, just start. You're going to be grateful that you did, okay? So shout out to that, like your girl. Like your girl, period. Okay, I just had to start. You know, I said, listen, you know, like a barber, I shape it up and, you know, get it right and all of that later on, you know, tweak it, you know. But I had to just start, y'all, period. You know, I had to get in there, like swim well. So shout out to that, okay? Shout out to your girl for, you know, getting it started, period, in here. Just like the song has said or whatnot. But anyway, it's your girl Shay Renee, and we'll be getting into some things, okay? When I get back, y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button, get comfortable. I'll be right back. Happy Wednesday. I'll be right back, y'all. All right. Now, anyway, anyway, poop stars, I'm back. Yeah, I like an act. So shout out to that. And now, yeah. Now, being real, I am gonna be a little here, there, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All over the place, cause like, yeah, I'm shaking. It is what it is. I'm shaking things up, okay? Period. And I'm at home. Y'all know that. As a stay-at-home wife slash parent, baby, I'm just at the house getting it in. So shout out to that. While I podcast with my pooper stars. Yeah, so let's go. Now, anyway, you know I tell y'all all the time. Yeah, shout out to that, don't I? Ain't I? Like the song said. Baby, I tell y'all all the time. Shout out to that. Cause y'all know my this channel here. I said it right here, nigga. It right here. It's full of education. Okay? Or tips. So shout out to that. Let's go. Y'all know I tell y'all all the time, like, I can't stand when people take jobs that, you know, like, clearly, like, what are you doing here? Yeah, like, what are you doing? You know, type ish. You know, I tell y'all all the time, child, I can't stand when folks take jobs and, you know, they not even qualified for. Like, you, baby, listen, you don't meet the criteria. You know, it just is what it is. You know, like, the folks that belong in the back of the house, in the front. Like, what's going on? You know, y'all short staffed? Okay, I get it. You know, type ish. But at some point, you just gotta know yourself. Shout out to I said you just gonna have to know. Okay? No. Like the one said, at some point, you just got to know that you know that you know, right? And so, like I say it all the time, I bring it up all the time because I don't know if, you know, anybody else is talking about it, but you know, you want to think about your girl shaving hair. I'm going to talk about what I feel like need to be talked about. Mm-hmm. So, shout out to that. I want some of these people to quit taking these roles that ain't for them. Okay, so shout out to that. Shout out still here. Y'all know I like to leave y'all hanging every now and then. But where did she go? What the heck? Yeah. But anyway, so Clarissa Shields' child, she had to find out the hard way. I said, oh Lord. Yeah, they had to take Clarissa through there, child, because she didn't hop on lines about. I'm thinking about modeling. I'm thinking about modeling. Y'all think I will be good at it? You know, and child, so somebody tried to respond and tell Clarissa what they think. And you know, let me just say, bless that person heart. I don't know if it was a man or a woman, you know. But bless their heart. Because honestly, I don't think that they were being mean, you know, about their response. Does that make sense? Like, I really think that the person just gave their honest opinion, right? and got cussed out. I said they just got cussed out for it. You know what I'm saying? Just is what it is. And let me just tell y'all this though. Now the person did not go to Spain. No, because something going on right now. So listen, you can cuss somebody out, but it won't be, all the way from Maine to Spain. Not currently, y'all. That's crazy. I was like, oh Lord, so something going on with the U.S. and Spain right now. Yeah, don't ask me what it is. Okay, Miss President, because I don't. Anyway, let's continue. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all like the tussle. And I don't, right? Shout out, I'm like the big timers. I like to get my roll. So shout out to that. I put it work But anyway, let's continue, y'all. So, Clarissa is funny. No, Clarissa is funny. Now, Clarissa is funny. Like, to me, I don't know. Clarissa might be who, everybody see Boosie as. You know what I'm saying? Because Clarissa is funny to me. Now, like Boosie, I don't know what to say about Boosie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I really don't know what to say about Boosie, but Boosie just don't make me laugh like that. You know what I'm saying? He just don't make me laugh like that. But that Clarissa, baby, that Clarissa is funny. She's starting to come on around the mountain, personality wise. But I will say this. Clarissa, and she just like a lot of people. She just like a lot of people. You either love her or you hate her. It just is what it is. And I think that goes for a lot of people. Most people. Damn, dare I say everybody? Because it's somebody that not everybody likes. If that makes sense. All of us, somebody don't like. All of us got some people that like them. It's just, yeah, I feel like that's how it is for everybody. For some reason, though, a lot of us like to separate ourselves, you know what I'm saying, from stuff like that or that conversation, child. But, no, we are not exempt. It just is what it is. But yeah. So Clarissa is she just, you either love her or you hate her. Like I said. I can definitely say that she's growing on me. You know what I'm saying? She's starting to grow on me a little bit. Because one thing about it, I love people who can authentically be themselves. Y'all know that. I like that. Even if yourself is something that I might not, gravitate towards, if that makes sense. So, I don't want to single nobody out, but let me just say, like, for instance, it was just one rapper, that I didn't necessarily like the way, like if I'm being honest, y'all, keeping it a buck like I'm supposed to. I just didn't like the way she carried herself. Does that make sense? Yeah, I didn't. But I don't know. I ended up I don't know. I can't explain it, but she ended up growing on me. And it's not because she carried herself different, but I will say this, I did see a different side of her, if that makes sense. So I got to see a different side, a softer side. I'm like, okay, well, I kind of like her as a person, not necessarily the persona that her rap image comes with. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I got to, know more about her as a person, and I like her personality, for real. Like I love her personality, for real. She ended up growing on me, It just is what it is. And I can honestly say it be like that sometimes. Even though, hold on, meanwhile back at the ranch, I still don't really like the way she carry herself. I don't. I don't like a lot of stuff that she says and does, you know. But she ended up growing on me. It is what it is. And I think it's because I like when people can be themselves. Whatever that is. If you sweet, be your sweetest self. You know? But don't present as one thing and then, you know, like, I can't explain it, but like, I understand that too. Is people have different sides to them, if that makes sense. But I just like when people are themselves, period. You know, that's just that. Not, you know how people be saying they be code switching, you know? See, I used to code switch when I was younger, and I think I still do today, but not that much, if that makes sense. Not that much. I want to be myself. You know what I'm saying? No matter what room I walk in, like, let's get it. Like, hello, how are you? It's your girl Sharonay. Nice to meet you. You know, period. No matter what's going on. You know. So, but I like that. I like, it's something about Clarissa Shields that I'm starting to like. You know what I'm saying? I've been liking Clarissa Shields, the boxer, because I tell y'all all the time, I'm a sports girl. You just had, you just had to be there. I mean, yeah, that's just my thing. You know what I'm saying? I love sports. So I've been on about Clarissa the boxer. I've been a fan of Clarissa the boxer. You know what I'm saying? Um, Clarissa the boxer, man, it really ain't much to say about nothing. It ain't really nothing much bad to say about Clarissa Shields, the boxer, for real, if I'm being real. But hey, she popped out last year. She showed us a different side of her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she came out of her shell, so to speak. And a lot of people don't really like what, you know what I'm saying, they didn't saw thus far. But I'm just like, I like Clarissa. I do. Outside of the shenanigans with Papoose and Remy, I like her. You know? Now I don't like the side chick role for her, but it is what it is. She not, you know, uh like, she ain't, you know what I'm saying? She ain't my man's side chick, so like, you get what I'm saying? In other words, shoot, you just gotta let people live. But at the end of the day, though, hey, I still got an opinion on that too. When it's time, I'm gonna give it. It is what it is. I'm not finna shy away from that. But again, though, shout out to Clarissa Shields because I like the fact that she get on this internet and she be being herself. It just is what it is. No matter who like it, hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. It is what it is. Clarissa didn't climb to, she done made her way to the top. And I do consider Clarissa an underdog because, like, let's be real, we talk about it all the time over here on this channel. In fact, I should have hashtag boxing because I like, yeah. Shout out to that. I like the boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? Boxing fans is just a whole different, they just player. They gonna chime in and go about their day. It's just different. So shout out to them in that. But like, yeah. Truth is, I rock with that. But yeah, Clarissa is an underdog. If you gonna compare her to the men in boxing. But anyway, shout out to Clarissa Shields, who oh, y'all, hold on, we're gonna get into it when I get back. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm back. Shout out to Clarissa Shields though. You know who said she wants to get into modeling. Now she trolling. I can tell y'all right now she probably trolling. Truth is because listen, I told y'all, man, I don't miss a thing, right? So shout out to that. Baby, I told y'all. I seen Cardi B them. I seen Cardi B friends being messy a little bit. Yeah, online. It just is what it is. I caught that. And see, you know what's crazy about it too? I don't even know if I follow the girl. I don't think I follow her. So I don't know what's that about. Yeah, I guess the algorithm said, look, Sharon, look at her on here being messy. But anyway, uh, I told y'all I saw Cardi B's homegirls, or Cardi B people. It just is what it is. However you want to call it, however you want to slice it and dice it. Talking about how Clarissa was walking in that video. The video she did with child, what's his name? I forgot his name. I don't know him like that. Yeah, I don't know him like that. You know what I mean? I know he be around, but he real low key. He remind me of Ken Barbie. He remind me of him. They real low key. I forgot his name. I can't think of his name. But anyway, Clarissa Shields did the video with the man that do hair, you know. And they was laughing. They was in the comments laughing. Yeah, on a big blog. I said, oh, they being messy today. Mm-hmm. Period. And I caught it. And we talked about it. We talked about it and we reported on it. And so now I feel like Clarissa had time. Mm-hmm. She didn't got wind. See, that's one thing about Clarissa. Clarissa don't care. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. If whatever they make fun of, she gon', you know, highlight it. In other words, so they was making fun of her walk. They making fun of the way she walk right now. People are not just the people I was talking about. Other people was too. And so now Clarissa then woke up talking about, can I model? I think I want to model. Child, she kills me. Oh. Truth is, Miss Preston Curl is something else. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and somebody told Clarissa straight up, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up and down, the lady, I don't know if it was a lady or a man, but like I said, I do not think they was being mean and or nasty about their comment. They was just like, you know, probably not, you know, because they were saying that they don't think Clarissa has the attitude for it, you know. They told her and even gave her another suggestion. That's why I'm like, Clarissa, you know what I'm saying? Clarissa told the lady to whoever it was, shut up, and you know. I'm like, Clarissa, you know, I don't know. To me, you gotta know when to hold and when to fold. It is what it is. But child, whoever that was, don't take it to heart, because if you ask me, you just got cussed out for everybody else, if that makes sense. The other people. Yeah, basically, Cardi B home girls. If I'm being real. Child, yeah. But child, I tell y'all, everything ain't for everybody. Okay, period. So Clarissa Shields have to find out the hard way. I guess you could say, well, not really, but yeah, somebody basically told her that. You know, and then after she cussed them out, they was like, man, listen, have some respect, because I wasn't being disrespectful. And what they tell Clarissa, Basically, they double down on what they said. Girl, you ain't got no good enough attitude to be no damn model. Ooh. Basically told her they see her more in a managerial position, child manager, more as a manager. Girl, Clarissa went off. Okay, yeah, child, she went off. I said, oh. I said, oh Lord. But I feel like you just, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You just, yeah. She was really talking to Texas, but, you just the one that she commented to, you know. It is what it is. Y'all got to be careful with that. When a person read a comment 50, 11 times on the internet, but they just so happen to respond to you, you know. Don't cry. It just is what it is. Don't cry. Because, like, man, these people don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Clarissa didn't, the child, she could care less that the person, like, wasn't even like that. They wasn't. I'm telling y'all they wasn't. To me, they was not being funny. They even told Clarissa, that's not funny. They even told Clarissa, like, if you look back through your comments, you could tell that I'm not being nasty or mean to you, So in other words, I guess it's somebody that supports her on the regular. And then she asked the question, and all the person did was answer it. Girl, and how dare you? Are you all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, is you cool, Clarissa? Child, acting like you used to pop your Barbie doll heads off or something. What's wrong with you? But like I said, you know what I'm saying? The internet was getting on her about walking, so Clarissa is trolling. But y'all gotta be ready. Y'all gonna have to be ready for Miss Shields, because it is what it is, She online and she got time. And I don't know what to say. I really don't. I don't know what to say. I don't. Because if I have to be real, I think something's going on there. Does that make sense? Yeah. Period. So shout out to that. Baby, I need that to make sense. If I'm being real, y'all know what I think is going on with Clarissa. Honestly, and I don't know if this is actual and factual, so don't quote me. Period. I'm just saying. Child, you gotta say it, you know what I'm saying, for the girls in the back. In fact, everything I say is for entertainment. Y'all know that, period. So let's get it. Clarissa is in a brand new relationship. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. She's in a brand new relationship, right? But it's not going exactly how she wants it to go, because people are so critical, you know what I'm saying, of it. Because people are criticizing, it damn near every move and stuff like that. So she not really. I think it's kind of like seeing somebody act out. Does that make sense? Like when somebody is going through something, they do things, And honestly, I think it's a number. Honestly, I think it's a number of reasons why we be seeing so much of Clarissa, you know, if I'm being real. I think it's a lot of different reasons. I think it's one, because she fresh out of a relationship, so You know, it might be that she might want him to see that she's doing better. She's moved on. Life got better for her since, you know, she not dealing with him no more. That's that. Then she be tripping with family, so she dang sure want them to see, you know what I'm saying, that she's doing really good and thriving and then left them behind, you know. Uh, who else? Child, who else? It's a long list. Remy too. I don't like you. You don't like me. But girl, bye. Your celebrity is so small compared to what I got going on. Like, nah, you finna see me. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Keep getting your hair did, Miss Pressing Curl. I don't care nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? You finna see me in 3D everywhere you look. Clarissa. Yeah, I said I'm gonna be like Nikki. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is, you know. I just feel like that's why we see so much of Clarissa. Shoot, and then not to mention, you got so many people talking about her every day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another reason why she be like, oh, let's give them something to talk about. Period. Period. Hands down. Okay. Um. So yeah, I feel like she got online, trolling today, you know, and then somebody ended up getting cussed out. Sadly, a real fan. Yeah. And I'm not laughing at the fan. I'm just, you know, I don't know where that came from, but you know, ooh, you know. The internet is something else. You got to use it at your own risk. But I'm like, child, she done cussed out a whole fan. And like I said, something is going on with Spain and Trump in Spain right now. So, you no longer get a free trip to another country when you get cussed out. You know, it used to be kind of fun. Yeah, but it used to be kind of fun, you know. You might get your little hat, little poncho, you know, a little maraca, whatnot. Probably the best tequila. Yeah, period. Get some, you know, get a little something to think about. Yes, indeed. Besides how you was just talked to. You feel me? You feeling me? Child, yes. So anyway, she cussed the lady out, but she didn't give her a free trip. Yeah, truth is, that's what had happened, y'all. So anyway, but shout out to Clarissa, who is I don't know, like she act like Clarissa a lot too, you know. It just is what it is. Clarissa acts like Carlissa in a sense, because you know, to me, she act like I don't know. She just using her celebrity. Does that make sense? She using her celebrity now, y'all. And it just feels new. Something about it feels new. Something about it feels fresh, you know? Even though Clarissa has been around, okay, she been around, she just was chilling, if that makes sense, you know? What's the college and turned her up to me like a radio. It is what it is. And they talk about, well, she act like Papoose is her first boyfriend, her first boyfriend. But Papoose is her first celebrity boyfriend. Okay, period. So I feel like when it comes to Papoose, regardless of what Clarissa had going on before she met him, she still like has like elevated her game. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, no, this ain't that. When she got with Papoose, she had to up her fly a little bit. It just is what it is. Because remind you, the guy before Papoose wasn't a celebrity. So, you know, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? If Clarissa was still with him, hell, she probably would have been, you know, the first person in line for the Wolf Grade Fives that just came out. I'm just saying that the one, yeah, you know, I'm just saying, you know, because like you tend to, if that makes sense, like whatever your boo got, like you know, it's. I feel like it's a lifestyle thing. Okay, maybe it's a lifestyle thing. Maybe it's a lifestyle difference. Okay, but I don't care what Clarissa say. She definitely, excuse me, she definitely had to step her game up and to match Papoose fly. I don't care what she say. Like what she got going on is either new to her or it's new to us. Okay, period. So it is what it is. You know, I tell y'all all the time, I'm not an internet person. So just cause I'm not showing it don't mean it ain't being done, if that makes sense. So maybe maybe that's Clarissa's thing too. You know, who knows? But yeah, I know I ain't never seen Clarissa this dressed up, this done up, you know, and if I'm being real, this up the par. It is what it is, you know, because everybody can't dress. Let's be real. Everybody can't dress themselves to really look really nice, you know. And what else? Child, what else? Um you know, and then some people, I think some people it's just about where you from too. You know, like if and like this is no tea, no shade to where Clarissa's from. Cause where's Clarissa from? I think she from Detroit. She rep Detroit all the time. But I don't know exactly where she from. Is she from Child? Is Clarissa from Flint? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where Clarissa from, actually. Detroit. No, I think she's from Detroit. I do. I think she's from Detroit. But I don't know. So don't quote me. But I was just going to say, like, if the people be looking a mess there, then, you know, I guess that's why, you know, she might look a mess, you know. It just is what it is. I, you know, I think that we're all different. And that's that. You know, that's that. I do. I think we're all different, if that makes sense. I do. Cause like for instance, the girls in California ain't dressing like the girls in Texas. They not. It's a difference. Big difference. As far as like swag and, you know, like what we like and what the styles are and all of that. Okay. But I feel like Pap being a celebrity and Pap being from New York, he turned her up a little bit. It just is what it is. Like, I don't know if she will be willing to admit that because Clarissa damn sure come off like the type of person, like, she like to tussle, period. You know, so she might be on some no, he didn't. But I'm telling you, Clarissa, to us, it looked like he did, Miss Pressing Girl. Okay? It just is what it is. It looked like he did. Okay? All right. You feeling me? Okay. Anyway, child, let's continue. Um, And then after that, anyway, y'all slide and scoot up. Hit the like button. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. So now, anyway, like I told y'all, I was on this morning. Shout out to everybody who caught that. Period. Caught that show. And shout out to everybody who came through. But so I was on this morning and I was gonna talk about bot farms, and I didn't get to talk about that. But I know just recently, bot farms was the topic of discussion. Okay, between Cardi B and well, Cardi B. I want to say Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Like between, like, you know what I'm saying? Something about bot forms. And let me just say this. I definitely think, like, I don't know what they were saying. Okay, yeah, y'all know I'm here, there, I'm everywhere to get the tea. But like, if I'm not interested, I'm just not interested. And I wasn't really interested in what they were saying because listen, they just getting too deep into stuff. Does that make sense? All that political stuff and stuff like that, I don't have time for. Yeah, no. I said no. Okay, period. I just don't. I don't have time for it. So shout out to that. But I will say this, like bot forms came up. And I'm like, yeah. What about it? You know, we will be crazy, y'all, to not believe that that stuff exists. Like, do y'all read comments? Because y'all know I love a good comment section. So shout out to that. Baby, listen. The way I be reading them comments, like, come on. It is what it is. Like, it's definitely bots online, okay? So shout out to that. Yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to that. I mean, I guess they're needed, okay? Somebody didn't put them in the algorithm. But, like, I'm just saying, y'all beware, okay? Especially if you a celebrity. It just is what it is, especially if you're a celebrity. Because I do believe that they're a real thing, okay? And I take it a step further. Sometimes if you just pay attention, sometimes all you gotta do is pay attention. Like with some people post, you gonna see a lot of negative posts. It just is what it is. With other people posts, you're gonna see a lot of positive posts. Negative too, but more positive. Does that make sense? So like, yeah, I'm just saying. And to me, that's what kind of makes it, you know, a little iffy to me, if that makes sense. I'm just saying, child. I'm just saying. And I'll take it a step further. The people with the money, yeah, nah, truth is, the people with the money, them the ones that can afford bots, I would say. Yeah, come on now. Because ain't nobody struggling. Ain't nobody out here struggling paying for that. Okay. So shout out to that. No, for real. For instance, like Glow. Glow is a good example. Glow ain't paying for no bots. No. So Barilla, get off her, cause she not. You know what I'm saying? Glow out here trying to get paid. Get paid, like Young Dolph said. Sure. She's still trying to put it together. You know, shoot, Glow still scratching. She ain't exactly where she want to be yet. Shoot, so shout out to Glorilla though. I like Glow. Period. I like Glow. But like, yeah, no, Glow don't have no bot. But Glow ain't paying for no bots. She not. You can tell. You can just tell. Try to pay attention to everything. I tell y'all that all the time. It's hard to miss me. She ain't paying for none, and neither is her team. Okay. So anyway, shout out to that. I said I be paying attention. And they ain't ready for me. So shout out to that. But anyway, Poopa Sauce, it's your girl Shay Renee. I came, I saw, I conquered, and I'm still in the building. Hey, so shout out to that. I know they don't like that. Now they not gonna like this. Like this and like that. Hey, like this and like that. Baby, truth is, I'm telling you, they ain't gonna like. But so what? You know what I'm saying? It's not for them. Period. This ain't for them. Like Megan Thee Stallion said, I don't care nothing about these people speaking on this ain't for none of them. Ha! Truth is. So shout out to her and shout out to that. My Juve. Y'all remember that song? Child, Megan is something else. Why she referenced that song? Remember that song? Something about, with my Juve. I can't even remember, y'all. I gotta hear it. But anyway, shout out to Megan. Now, what else was I telling y'all? Yeah, it's your girl Shay Renee. Yeah, and this is episode 36 continued. Okay, I like that. Shout out to that. Now, what else is going on these internet streets? Child, because it's a lot. Hold on, we're gonna get to it. So shout out to that. Y'all give me 1 second. Child, The Breakfast Club is on Netflix. Did y'all know that? I did not know that until Just Hilarious said something about it. I was like, oh, okay. You know, like, thanks for telling us. Because we did not know, child. They didn't move. Say, knock, knock. Ain't nobody there. Child, ain't nobody there. They done moved up and packed up the Netflix. Like, I'm just, like, I got so many questions, for real. Like, remember, they was just down the hall and neighbors with Angela Yee. Judea. So now I'm wondering, like, is they still over there with Yee? Or not? Like, are they in a whole new building? Like, I got so many questions, Shy. I know I said I wasn't gonna tune in, but I might just tune in just to see, like, are they in a different room, different studio? Y'all jump in my comments, let me know. Like, even if I'm gone, I don't care. I don't care. If you seen The Breakfast Club since they moved, just tell me that they changed buildings, you know? Child, that's crazy and interesting. But I talked about it this morning. If you want to find out more or just get my complete thoughts on that. But that was crazy to me. But anyway, y'all, let's continue. I'm going to put y'all on a brief hold real quick. But when I get back, we'll be talking about Kodak Black. Hold on. Right now, y'all, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I'm in the building. Happy March 4th. It's Wednesday, child. We getting up in that thing. It'll be Friday before we know it. My kids and I was just talking this morning about how we can't wait till the weekend, and I can't. Oh, truth is. So, anyway, shout out to Kodak Black, okay, one of the hottest artists, okay, and the best. Let me say that too, one of the best artists to come out of Generation Morant. Okay, shout out to Kodak Black. Y'all know that's my boy. Period. Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to that. And you know, hold on. Y'all remind me. I got a side note. Side note. I got about 10 more minutes. Like Blueface said. Yeah. So shout out to that. Yeah, I got about 10 more minutes. Yeah. But anyway, Kodak Black. Shout out to Kodak Black, who blessed, the residents of San Antonio, Texas yesterday. I don't know what Kodak was doing, but I think it seemed like I did see him doing something in San Antonio. So yeah, shout out to him though. Because I guess he's down there and he decided to do almost like some type of charity type of work. But shout out to him because he ended up gifting hold on. Child, he was gifting them people all kinds of things like dental stuff. I said, oh my gosh, shout out to Kodak. That was so sweet. He did like just free dental work for the people in San Antonio. He was giving free X-rays, fillings, checkups, just blessing people. Shoot. So shout out to him and shout out to that. I said, go on, Kodak. That's my boy. Okay. Period. Kodak, I like Kodak Black. This is what it is. Do I like every single thing about Kodak Black? Nah. Okay. But hell, I can't it ain't a lot of come on now. It just is what it is, You tend to see people me anyway, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's kind of hard to explain, but just like I said, sure, I don't like a lot of stuff that a lot of people do. It is what it is. And I'm sure a lot of people don't like a lot of stuff that I do. Well, maybe not a lot of stuff, but some people might not like some of the stuff that I do, I'm sure. But it is what it is, Sure. So we don't stop living, and giving and being and creating. So anyway, shout out to Kodak Black, who did a nice thing, okay, in Texas, reportedly yesterday. I said, I know that's right, Kodak. Shout out to that. And then after that, let's continue. So, Blueface. Shout out to Blueface. Oh. That one there. Mm. And I just, oh Lord, when you think about Blueface for real, and the way that he is, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's like, and y'all be on his mama head. Y'all be on his mama head. But I'm just like, listen, I get it, but then I don't. Does that make sense? It'd be like that sometimes. You get it, but then you won't. Child, please. It just be like that sometimes. I do. I understand. Because, like, Carlissa do a lot of things that are hard to understand. But then at the same time, to me, in Carlissa's defense, damn, you know what I'm saying? She did raise Blueface, And I don't know. I guess I said all that to say I see how, you know, that could be a challenge for her. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see how Blueface could stress his mama out. No, it just is what it is. Yeah, because he be having a lot going on. And from a mother's perspective, I could see how that could be bothersome and, make her worry and stuff like that. I just think Calissa would probably be stressed a lot. And I don't know what the internet sees it as, but honestly, if I had to guess, I think that's what it be. I think she just be stressed. Cause I just look at Blueface, and that's just that alone just makes me say, yeah. you know, like there's no way that you could be his mother and not worry, about him or whatnot. Or just I don't know. Child, I just prayers, prayers for Carlissa, because I never even thought about that until today. Never, ever, not once. But prayers for them both. Ah, so shout out to that. Now, anyway, child, Blueface is something else. Child, he is. He is something else. But let's talk about him while I got time, child. Because I got about 10 minutes. I like Blueface said, remember? I love when he said that. When he first started streaming, he said he felt like he was talking to himself. He didn't like it. He was counting down. And child, he was counting down to the minute, to the second, to the hour, okay? It was time to get off. But anyway, uh, word on the curb is Blueface allegedly might be back talking to Stunner Girl, child. Now you got a lot of people that feel like, okay, this is just a play, Stunner Girl just, basically trying to get her get back on Blueface. On Nevaeh with Blueface. Um, Child, I'ma tell you like this. Okay, you want the truth? Y'all know y'all gotta be able to handle it over here with me. So hit the like button. Period. Listen, I think on the cool, I feel like Stunner Girl might feel a little play. You know, like she not gonna say that, but I do. I think she feel a little played a little bit. Now, don't get it twisted. I think two things can be true at once with Stunner Girl. Like for instance, remember how she was saying dudes always want a girl to have a baby, and that ain't like, and you know, like, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boy, don't nobody want to have your baby. You know what I'm saying? But kind of like letting it be known that, like, girl, I could be a baby mama too right now. That just ain't what I choose to do right now, you know? Um, yeah, truth is, I believe her when it comes to that. But like, I don't know. I just feel like her mentioning it, you know, makes her look like she feels a certain way about it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. And then another thing, but why I say I think she feels played a little bit is because I don't think that, you know, messing with Blueface necessarily hit like that. You know, like it didn't. It didn't I don't think it did what she really wanted it to do, if that makes sense, you know? And it just, it kind of makes her look a little crazy, you know? Because, so, I mean, I see why she was quick to run to the internet on some, I don't want him, you know? She trying to shape it, you know, trying to control her narrative a little bit or whatnot, whatnot. It is what it is. And all of that could be true. You know what I'm saying? Might be true. Cause if I'm being honest, I do believe Stunner Girl. I do. I believe her when she say like she could mess with Blueface. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. I mean, that's about it. I don't know what else Stunner Girl be wanting to convince us, but it kind of stops there. If I'm being real, it does. Girl, you can mess with Blueface. You know what I'm saying? You just like the rest of them, but Stunner Girl likes to, you know, talk like she's so different, and I think that's why she feels played a little bit because really she knows she ain't that much different, you know. And then I take it a step further from Chris Sean's perspective. It even looks more crazy because Stunner Girl, you did all of that, and he was still messing with. You know, I mean, like, this girl is pregnant. You know, so I don't know. It's just weird. You know, it's just weird. And it wasn't a good look for for Stunner Girl at all. Cause now if I'm being real, it seems like this is what happened. Uh Blueface was messing with the girl. I don't know if they ended up falling out or getting into it. But no, I think he was messing with the girl, right? Then he got the genius idea to shoot at Stunner Girl. It is what it is. Do music with her, whatever, whatever, whatever. So he was basically like, huh, I'm gonna kick you to the curb. You know what I'm saying? And I think him and Nevaeh got into it. Um, for that. You know what I'm saying? When he kicked her to the curb for Stunner Girl. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, she was already pregnant. You know, this girl been pregnant. So to me, that's why Carlissa is like, is it even yours? I guess. I guess Carlissa is allegedly wondering if it's his baby. I will say this though, Carlissa he definitely been out long enough to make one. So, yeah, that's that. But I think Carlissa think that girl is further along than what she should be for him to have just got out. And I'm gonna say this, child, I don't know, but I will say this. I was just telling y'all the other day. They're like, dang, she already getting ultrasounds and stuff. Know what the baby is and stuff. Yeah, she about 5 months then. So like, I don't know. It just seemed like a script. It seems like a script. And one thing I give Blueface, yeah, if you give him a minute, yeah, I feel like he will put that together. We talking about somebody that basically tried to do his own Bad Girls Club. So, he definitely got it in him to be controlling the narrative and all of that, all of that. And so, long story short, I think he, what's the call it would have been somewhat mad and sad and fussing and cussing, if Stunner Girl would have stayed around. Truth is, but word on the curb is she back. Right on the curb is she back. Stunner Girl is, I don't know what to say about Stunner Girl. She crazy now, you know what I'm saying? She is. Stunner Girl, she reminds me of, hold on, y'all. Y'all scoot up, hit the like button. Y'all know I got about 10 more minutes. That's it. So shout out to that. Now, anyway, Stunner Girl, she reminds me of a lot of women, okay? A lot of women of Generation Morant. And let me tell you something. The women of Generation Morant, they are different in a sense. They are. They're very different. They have listen, now I will say this. Okay, first let me just tell y'all how the women are, okay? Some of them, not all of them, some of them. Some of the women of Generation Morant really remind me of guys, okay? It just is what it is. They act like guys, in a sense. Like a lot of women, okay, of that generation, um, they're just what's the word I'm looking for? They seem to not like be as into men as my generation was, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's because they own each other, or to me they just so like for instance, let me say this. For instance, back in the day, a boy could hurt a girl, and she will be crying her eyes out, about this boy. It just is what it is, hurt. And then she, whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. She gonna go through the emotions or whatnot, whatnot. Probably, and I take it a step further, child. And before you know it, you gonna see her scrapping too about this boy. You know, um. Now the younger girls nowadays, the boy cheat, the girl don't care like that. She don't care like that. Child, she online on social media the next day, riding around in Hellcat, new dude, cussing the mod, cussing the internet out, having a funky good time. Hell, I take it a step further. She might be in a Hellcat by herself doing donuts. Truth is. In other words, shit. Listen, this is a prime example. Glorilla. You see that? Y'all see Glorilla? I'm F-R-E-E. That means I gotta get a hood. Yes. Child, that sums it up. That's how the new generation is, if that makes sense. Um, Child, it just is what it is. The new generation, they happy to get rid of ain't shit. Men, the ain't shit men, if that makes sense. But the girls back in my day, they be somewhat crying over the ain't shit men, and still trying to hold on to them. This new generation, okay. If get was a generation, it would be them. Okay, period, point blank, hands down. It belongs to them. Okay, these new girls. Period, or whatnot. Yeah, and sorry I had to go that long, but it is what it is. I'm real imaginative. Y'all know that. I got an imagination on me. All of that. Okay. So shout out to that. That's what Stunner Girl reminds me of. Period. Teflon. Stunner Girl don't care. She don't care. She don't care. So shout out to the man that Stunner Girl ultimately, is gonna end up with. I can tell you right now, it ain't gonna be nobody like no Blueface. It ain't. Hell no. Cause Stunner Girl she too outspoken for somebody like Blueface. Remind you, Blueface like to do the talking. He like to do all the uh he like to do all the talking. He like to do all the planning. He like, big, go get your hair done. You know, big, go cook. You understand? Like, he runs a strict program. They both do it. So they shit was going nowhere fast. Do you hear me? Yeah. They can't do nothing but have a funky good time together and, go on split ways. Child, I'm silly. What I know. So anyway, shout out to Stunner Girl and shout out to Blueface. But like, word on the Cardi is, you know what I'm saying? They might be, talking again. And I'm like, child, Stunner Girl is something else. And I feel like it just depends. Blueface just gotta, he gotta be player. He gotta have his stuff together. For Stunner Girl not to infiltrate nothing, because I definitely think she trying to. Okay? It just is what it is. So hold on. We finna get into this real little short clip of Blueface talking about it. I'm like, oh, look at her. Like, because listen, let me tell you something. When a woman is pregnant, that's like her most, if that makes sense. Child, in other words, I feel like it's a battle of the minds, if that makes sense. Like, yeah. You ain't finna get me to Stunner Girl, like, girl, please. I ain't finna crash out. And I think, we know how Nevaeh is. Nevaeh she's tough. At least she wants to be. I definitely think she's starting to learn a little bit, because she used to crash behind Blueface. It is what it is. She did. But I think she's starting to learn, like, how he is and, a little bit more. Child, not to mention she done got pregnant, baby. She know that can go one or two ways. Ha! Quick. But anyway, so here's y'all make sure y'all scoot up, get comfortable, hit the like button. Here is Blueface talking about Stunner Girl. Talking to Stunner Girl again.
Yeah, I unblocked her. I suck at holding grudges, man. Like, if a female chase me, they gonna catch me. Cause I go slow down. Cause I won't be caught. You feel me? Like, I don't know how to run that fast, chat. I get tired, you feel? Moving. Yeah.
Y'all heard him? He basically said he unblocked her. He don't want to be holding no grudges. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about, yeah, if she go to chasing me, she gonna catch me because I want to be caught. You know, like, child.
Be caught.
Blueface is crazy. He is crazy. I'm like, oh, Lord. I just like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because he not dumb. You know, so child, hopefully he ain't letting Stunner Girl, run amok in his circus, like, and mess up his stuff he got going. Because, child, he got some real stuff going. He didn't allegedly got that lady pregnant. And I'm like, baby, if they don't tell y'all he hurt, I don't know what will, child. He hurt and want all his bruises back. Okay? And yeah. So anyway, but shout out to Blueface, who got what he got going on or whatnot. But anyway, after that, let's continue, child. So, because y'all know I got about 10 more minutes before I got to slide. So, listen, I got a clip of Cardi B. Cardi B, hold on. Cardi B says she misses her kids and, she happy to be, back on tour and stuff like that. But I don't know. To me, she just seemed like she is, just now realizing like, man, my baby's so little. I just had a baby. And for real, and she made me think about that too. Shout out to Cardi B. Y'all know it's not really ideal for a woman to go, put all that on their body. So, shout out to Cardi B. And prayers, I hope she be just fine after all of this. Because like I said, right after you give birth, you're not supposed to just, be out and about and doing all of that. Your grandma gonna tell you to sit down for real. It don't matter if it's the fourth child or the 12th child. You did. So yeah, I thought about that. Why she been flopping like a fish all over stage. Sure. But anyway, here's a clip of Cardi B talking about how it's been so far for her on tour, y'all. Let's get into it.
It really felt like I gave birth, it really feels like I gave birth 8 months ago or something, but I really didn't. I gave birth about.
Oh, hold on, y'all.
I feel like I'm speeding because it's like, since I gave birth, I was doing rehearsals. Ever since I started tour, I just been touring, going to after parties, Super Bowl week, getting that bag. And the days that I've been having off from tour, I've been so busy doing covers and doing things for my hairline that's coming out Grow Good. And today, I miss my kids my kids playing in snow, drinking hot chocolate. It kind of made me a little bit emotional because it's like I really miss home. Like I want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I love being snowed in, and I love being snowed in with my kids. Like I wanna watch a movie. I wanna drink hot chocolate, and I miss my home. I miss my bed. I miss my personal life. I don't really have a personal life right now because like I said, I'm on tour and I'm just doing so much. But I just want to say that all of this is worth it because, like I said, I'm securing and locking down a future for not only myself, when I'm like 80 years old. I'm also securing a future for my kids.
Shout out to that and shout out to Cardi B. Yeah, I know it's hard, baby. It can't be easy. Especially when like now I see why Cardi B don't work that much, because she enjoys being at home with her family. Shoot, that's what it seems like. It seems like she really um enjoys being in the house and at home. She really just come outside to get that bag. That's what it seems like. So shout out to her though. Shout out to her and that. Like I said, I'm sure it's hard. I wonder how it is. Y'all think she got her baby? She probably got her baby with her at least. At least. Now the kids, I'm sure the kids come too. Like Culture was just there. Culture was just there walking around. But yeah, I'm sure it's hard. But Cardi, listen, just use this as motivation, if you can. Like you said, shoot, you securing a future for your kids. Kids. Shoot, you out there making a different type of money that a lot of people in this lifetime never make. So, for what it's worth, I hope she can just keep going. But like yeah, I can only imagine how hard it is. But listen, speaking of Cardi B child, y'all know she just was she was just popping it on stage just recently. Remember when she was talking about how dang, I don't even have the clip. But y'all remember how she was just recently on the stage saying that like, no, you ain't never had a woman as bad as me, and da 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 and da 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 da, right? She said she don't care. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. And so, yeah, hell, DJ Academics come. Like I was like, DJ Academics. And shout out to Coffee City too, because Coffee City was basically said that to her, DJ Academics was kind of like trying to humble Cardi B. I think so too. I sure do. Um, it's weird, cause like don't be weird. That's why I said like, it is what it is. Listen, I think when you're a celebrity, it's good to have certain connections. So in other words, if you're a celebrity, it's good to have a connection over at TMZ. It's good to have a connection over at the Shade Room. It's good to have a connection over with the people over at you know Club Shay Shay. Just different platforms, if that makes sense. It's good to be like from Rihanna's perspective, great to be in Jason Lee's back pocket. It is what it is. Let's be real. Call a thing a thing. Yeah, it is what it is. Celebrities have relationships with media. Okay, so it just is what it is, and I feel like that's all that's going on with Cardi B and DJ Academics. Because if I'm being real, if I'm being all the way real, like I was saying when this first started, when this episode first started, I was saying that sometimes you're gonna have to pick a side, pick a side. People be trying to play the middle, and I'm cool with both. To me, that doesn't last long, right? And I think eventually you'll be biased, and your biasness might start to show, so to speak. Child, this is what it is. And I think that's exactly what's happening with DJ Academics and Cardi B and Offset. yes, I do think that DJ Academics has a relationship with Cardi B. You know, I think they cool with one another. Shoot, they talk on the phone. Okay. But outside of that, he just as cool with Offset. And I think if not, cooler. Like I just think that he can empathize with Offset way more than Cardi B. Because he's a guy, if that makes sense. So he's supposed to be cool with Cardi B. He's supposed to be Cardi, cool with her. They supposed to be cool. I said, child. Let me find out. Y'all cool, but not that cool. You see what I'm saying? He cooler with Offset. Shit, than he is with Cardi B. So anyway, this man then got online after Cardi B, was at her concert, popping it, you know, um, seemingly talking to her ex. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it was Offset. Like people saying, yeah, that was for Offset too. I don't think it was for Offset too. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like I think Cardi B is not necessarily, probably not all the way completely over Offset, but I think she's over Offset enough to like not be talking to him at all. Yeah, period. I don't think she was talking to him. I don't. I think that message was strictly for Stefan. Okay. Um, the dude who allegedly has a lot of options. It is what it is. Like this man has a lot of options, and I don't know why Cardi B will put herself in that position. It's just weird to me. To be just another option is crazy to me. You know, like honestly, if I had to guess, I would really, really, really say that I think that man love bomb Cardi B. I do. I don't know why, but I just do. He probably showed her something different and then switched up. Cause it just, I don't know. But all I can say is it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't. You know why? It doesn't make a lot of sense why Cardi B will fall for a playboy. After leaving somebody that, how he was, however he was in the marriage. It just don't make no sense, and Cardi B will never, well, I ain't gonna say she will never, but right now, she has yet to just come out and say, you know what? I don't know what I was thinking. It is what it is. She still whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think she lost the plot with that one. It is what it is. You can't get your lick back like that. Like that don't really get your lick back. I mean, it does. It does. It does. Because I do think that Offset is still hurt. I definitely think he's still hurt. Like, really, really hurt. I definitely think he still felt something in his chest. Like, when Cardi B did what she did. But, like, no. Like, no. You got to get your lick back with a better dude. He got to be better than the last. What? What? I'm still like, no. Cause like, No. Back in the day, not right now. Not in 2026. No. Back in the day, somebody in sports will be better than a rapper, but nah, not in 2026. Now we got to figure out who in sports and who is the rapper. It just is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Truth is, because some of these rappers, I mean, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Some of these dudes in sports ain't it. They not it. Period. Child. Shout out to Cam. That's my boy. But like, man, no. You know what I'm saying? You know how just like how some dudes is looked at like, don't nobody want him, you know, or basically how Summer Walker was trying to say about Rich the Kid. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all know I got about 10 more minutes and I'm out. But y'all remember how Summer Walker was talking about Rich the Kid, like, Rich, you a trick, like nobody wants you, Tori. Nobody wants Rich for real. Like that's how she was trying to treat him. Like that's how some people are looked at in the industry. It don't matter if they a rapper, they dance, they play football, basketball, and or soccer. Some people are just like, what's the word I'm looking for? My bad, y'all. That's probably annoying as hell. Shout out to that. My bad. Um, That's how, but listen, some people are looked at like that. It just is what it is, And so I hate to say it, but like somebody got to say it. That's what Cardi B did. She basically got with the dude that like nobody. Like, is you cool? Like, ain't nobody, like, nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. Seemingly. I'm just saying, shoot. And it ain't because of, it's just because of, it's how, whatever, for whatever reason. Shit. TF, like, you ain't got pregnant by the dude that nobody wants. That's sad. Because at least your husband was your husband, and it is what it is. Stay, leave, it don't matter. But like, hell no. It just is what it is. She got pregnant by the dude that she was just supposed to be having a funky good time with. That's just the bottom line. That's the truth right there. Truth is, in my opinion. Unless he shows something different. But that's in my opinion. I'll take it a step further. Young Miami was allegedly talking to him. She dodged the bullet. Truth is, Young Miami dodged the bullet with him anyway. But I don't know what Young Miami was finna do with him, for real. What was Young Miami finna do with him? Besides play around, because I feel like Young Miami waiting on Diddy. It just is what it is. But she was allegedly talking to Stephon. Or something. They had something going on. They had something going on. Something. But again, Stephon is like, he's a ladies' man. Cardi B fell for a ladies' man. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. But anyway, hold on. So here's DJ Akademiks talking about what he thinks. He responds. This is his response to Cardi B saying, ain't none of the girls that Stefan messing with messing with him, messing with her though.
You see 2 or 3 of that niggas bitches and be like, I can understand why you fucking these girls on the side. Yo, Cardi, that bitch is bad. I'm still putting you up there because you my homie. But his side chicks are bad. I gotta keep it a beat. Like, you see 2 or 3 of that niggas bitches and be like, I can understand why you fucking these girls on the side. Yo, Cardi, that bitch is bad. I'm still putting you up there because you my homie. But his side chicks are bad. I gotta keep it a beat.
He said he gonna still put Cardi B up there because she his homie. Oh Lord, Akademiks, he crazy. What do you mean by that? If she want your friend, like she'll slide down from a 10 to a 7? Try get out of here. But like, no, did y'all hear him? That was so messy. That's so messy. And to me, that just it's not funny. But it screams Offset Homeboy. Shit. It screams something Offset Homeboy would say. Child, to me, in my most honest, humble opinion, like, man, you sound all right now. Like, now, shoot, Cardi. I'm just saying, but I can't say this though. In DJ Academics' defense though, if he think they nice looking women, he think they nice looking women. But I just feel like, and that's why, y'all, you got to be careful about who you get cool with and, because it is what it is. Ultimately, Cardi B might not really like the fact that he said that. You know if that makes sense? Uh, but yeah, that's why now I listen, I think celebrity relationships are a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I think they're a great thing, but I don't think that you want to get to the point where you can't say your honest feelings about certain stuff. Because if I'm being real, DJ Academics didn't say nothing wrong. He didn't. But he did say something that I think a lot of people that are cool with Cardi B won't say. It just is what it is. They're just not gonna say that for whatever reason. you know, um, Even if they think that's their honest opinion, and that's why, like, I think um, from somebody with a platform's perspective, like I'm not mad at academics for like uh saying what he said. It's saying what how he feel, you know. But it was crazy. He could have waited. He could have waited. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know. It's messy. Period. It is. It's messy as hell. He did that. Because he could have waited, like, even 2 weeks from now and a month from now, and just in talking, Stephon Diggs got a lot of nice women around, nice looking women around him. I noticed that. But no. He literally felt the need to pick apart what Cardi B just said. And you talking about you her partner? Lord, where they do that at? Man, you ain't supposed to be doing your partner like that. Even if you thought that, you know? Like, I just feel like it's way other ways he could have did that, He could have been way more discreet about it. He could have popped, just made up a story as he was speaking about her, you know. But it's just the way he did it. The way he did it was hella messy and crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it don't seem like no homie to me, DJ Academy. It was a little messy. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being real, y'all, it was a little messy. But again, I do got a little respect for DJ Academics. A little bit, Um, just for the fact that he was able to be himself. Yeah, I do like that. Because, like I said, some of these people will get in bed with these people and literally switch up. Now, everything they do is just the shit. I don't like people that, I'm not going to say I don't like people that, but listen, if you don't like the truth like that, me and you probably not going to get along. Yeah, no, truth is. Because I like to say what's on my mind. If that makes sense. And sometimes saying what's on your mind can offend people. It is what it is, Shy. So that's why I'm on here now talking to y'all and not nobody else. Yeah, truth is. Because I don't have time to what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't have time to not say, certain stuff. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't have time to talk to you like you perfect. No, your ass ain't perfect. Sure. And if I see a flaw, I can call it out if I want to. Sometimes it ain't about what you say, it's how you say it. But nah, if you don't like hearing the truth, stay the fuck from around me. I can tell you that right now. Well, anyway, Boob Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee. I came, I saw, I conquered. This is episode 36. Scoop up! Hit the like button and enjoy. I'll see y'all on my next video. Ooh, I'm about to get into this popcorn for real. So shout out to that.